With Russia and Ukraine entering a third year of war, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy said his military has only received 30% of the artillery shells promised by the EU. Meanwhile, Ukraine's defense ministry says some 410,000 Russian troops lost their lives since the invasion in February 2022. Seung-jae reports.
Marking the second anniversary since the Russian invasion of Ukraine over the weekend, President Volodymyr Zelenskyy called for continued support from the West in order to push back ongoing Russian offensives. However, the Ukrainian president on Monday also said that his military had not received all of the support it was promised, including 1 million artillery shells promised by the EU. He says the Ukrainian military has only received 30% of the promised amount, with the EU noting that the production capacity of defense companies in each country has not been able to keep pace, while their own arsenals have been depleted. High Representative of the EU for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy Josep Borrell recently admitted that the supply is being delayed, adding that 524,000 rounds would be delivered by the end of March. The prolonged war seems to have taken a toll on Ukraine as it struggles to defend against the Russian offensive. According to the Associated Press, the Ukrainian military once again withdrew its troops from Arirang following an attempt to take back the Eastern Front region. The strategically important town of Arirang was recently captured by the Russian army. The military spokesman said its troops had to retreat further as they could not overcome the vastly larger number of Russians. Meanwhile, the Russian military claimed that it had destroyed an M1 Abrams tank for the first time. The main battle tank was given to Ukraine by the U.S. and deployed to the front line last fall. And a day after President Zelenskyy announced the number of Ukrainian troops that have died in battle, Ukraine's defense ministry says 417,000 Russian troops were killed during the two-year war. It added that Russia lost many of its military vehicles, including 6,555 tanks, 12,478 combat armored vehicles, 25 battleships, 1 submarine, and 340 military aircraft. The latest Russian troops loss figure announced by Kyiv is higher than the number predicted by the West, where reports have put the number at around 300,000. Seung-jae, Arirang News.